restaurant project this Friday. You will have tomorrow and Wednesday to work on it in class. Everybody with me? Okay. First, you're going to want to write these down. You are going to create a restaurant. And it must have an original name.
You know what I'm going to name my restaurant, Mr. H?
Oh, I was going to name mine. Go ahead.
Okay, you can name
No. Go ahead.
I'm going to name my restaurant On the Border.
On the Border. Well, Miss Armstrong, that won't work because that's
I like that name.
I know, but that's a chain restaurant and that won't work. So it's already a restaurant.
Oh, I have to make up my own name?
You have to make up your own name of a restaurant.
Oh.
So what I mean by that, I need my Sharpie back there. Oh, I got one right here. Yay. My restaurant is called Nikos Yiros Shop. There's my Greek Yiros Shop. Yay! Naming and creating a restaurant is worth 3 points. Now, Miss Armstrong said earlier, if you name it Patsy's Pizza Parlor, cool. I'm not going to Google it and be like, oh my gosh, there's a Patsy's Pizza Parlor in Idaho. But if you name it McDonald's or Mickey D's, no, that's still McDonald's. Like, you are coming up with your own name. Questions there. Okay, it must be an original name. Does anybody want to guess why I have this folded sheet of paper now with my restaurant's name on it? Owen?
Because it's going to be a pamphlet.
Not a pamphlet necessarily. Tyler? It's going to be a menu. So let's open up our menu. Okay. Step 2. You are creating a menu with appetizers, entrees, desserts, and beverages. Now, do you have to call the entrees entrees? Well, no, if you're at a burger joint, you could call them burgers because all an entree is your main meal. And we've talked about that already because we did it twice with warm-ups. So if you're in a Mexican restaurant, you don't have to call it entrees. You could call them burritos. You could call them enchilada. What, does everybody understand? You don't have to do that to the letter of the law. But there's a bunch of things here. At least. At least means the bare minimum. So are you allowed to go more than the at least? Yeah, you probably should. At least 3 items per section. And already I'm sure that people are like, I don't get it. And that's all right. So here's my menu. At Nick's Yiros Shop, my appetizers, which I used to know the Greek word for and I've forgotten. My appetizers, my first one is domadas, which are delicious. And they are $3.73. Then my next one is spanakopita. And that is a little bit more expensive. That's $5.87. And then my third one is hummus, because I've ran out of Greek words that I want to use, because I don't know how to spell them. And that is $1.99. Notice how there's 3 of them. 3 different things. Everybody with me? Yes? That's at least 3. Miss Armstrong, could I put a 4th thing up here?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Let's go.
What are those great leaf
Huh?
things?
Tomadas.
Oh, okay. I didn't-
Triopita, which is like a spanakopita. This is a spinach phyllo dough. This is a cheese phyllo dough. And this is $3.72. And it's important that I put $3.72 because You must include prices and each section must have different items and prices. So they have to have different items and different prices. So in my entrees, I might have a gyros. Could I have my gyros be $5.87? No. Could it be $5.88? Sure. Could I have spanakopita in my entrees? No. Each section must have different items and prices, so I can't have spanakopita as an entree as well. I could have a falafel. I could have avalemino. I could have all kinds of things, but I cannot have any of those four. So you're going to have your appetizers, you're going to have your entrees, you're going to have desserts, you're going to have beverages. Now listen when I say this, because you need to have at least 3 different beverages. If you say Coke, Dr. Pepper, and root beer, that's not 3 different beverages. That's all soda. Okay? So you can have soda as a beverage, but what else? Well, iced tea, lemonade, apple juice, orange juice, coffee. What you cannot have is if you are legally unable to drink it, don't put it on the menu. All joking aside, if you put something there that you legally cannot drink, you will immediately get a 0 because that is or inappropriate. Understood? It's on the video. That means do not have alcohol on this menu. And I had somebody, I don't know if he was trying to be goofy or not, he said, can I put a margarita on there if it's a Mexican restaurant? No. Don't do it. That'd be a 0 out of 100. Understood? Anybody confused on that? Are there any questions on these first 2 things? Oh, wait. Creating the menu is 17 points. So right there is 20 points out of 100. Next. This is more of a, I don't want to give points for you coloring the paper, because I'm not going to. But there still need to be some guidelines of what I expect. Not on notebook paper. And that's going to be worth 5 points. That means you can put it on computer paper. Even better, put it on construction paper, which is colorful and nice. Make it a menu. Would I love for you to color it? Yep. Would I like for it to look like a real menu? Yep. If it looks like this, you will not get a lot of credit. Okay? It's see-through, it's not neat. Everybody with me? You're going to have, again, at least 2 days in class to be doing this. You can come in and make these neat. And if you need help, you're like, Mr. H, I don't know how to make my lines straight. We'll help you. Okay? Now comes the math portion. So notice, that's 25 points. That's it. 25 points are really for following directions, because there need to be directions in every project. Every check must be done in this order. First is the subtotal, which we've done a couple times now on warm-ups. The second is the discount. So if there is a discount, that comes second after you've done the subtotal. The third, should you really do tip first? Yeah, but I screwed up. I've already told my classes. We're going to do the tax. Everybody's tax is the same. It is 7 5/10%, 7.5%. And I had somebody say, Mr. H, why is tax a certain thing and I can't change that? Because that's decided by your county or your state. Okay, so you're all in Mr. H's county. I've told you that's your tax. Steven's restaurant can't be like, well, I want to charge 9% for the tax. You can't. That is illegal. Steven, you had a question?
To make, like, say you have 6.5, to make it a decimal, would you still go with the 2? Or
Always. Always. Okay, then is your tip. Notice how I'm not telling you what to use as the tip. And last but not least is the total. Doing them in this order for all of your checks is 15 points. So if you decide, not going to follow Mr. H's rules, well, good luck. Then we get to the math. So, I'm going to bring this over so I don't screw it up. You must have / make 3 separate checks. So in our warm-up, we had 1 check to start. Then the next problem was a second check. You're going to have 3 of those. It must include 5 items from the menu. So each check must include at least 5 items from the menu. Could you have more than 5 items? Yes. Can all 5 items be beverages? No. Like, make yourself a meal. Pretend that you're taking out your boyfriend or girlfriend. Pretend that you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Pretend that you have a friend that you're going out with to eat. Okay? Pretend you're taking your imaginary friend out. Like, I don't care, but figure out how to order things from a restaurant. At least, which means the bare minimum. So that means 1 up to 3, at least. 1 check will have a 12% discount. So at least 1 check will have a 12% discount. Can all 3 checks have a 12% discount? Sure. I mean, is that what I would do? No, because if I don't have a discount, then I only have to do a couple things. But that's just me. Every check must have tax. What did we say the tax percent was? 7.5%. And some kind of tip. Am I telling you what the percentage for the tip is? No, but in this day and age, most tips are anywhere between 15% and 25%. If you want to give a 100% tip, hey, go for it. But you're not going to do that. It's like, maybe. I mean, maybe you will. Maybe. I don't have enough money to give a 100% tip. Last but not least. Oh, actually, no, there's 2 more. The checks do not go on the menu. So what I mean by that, here's Nick's gyros shop. Here's going to be all of my stuff, my entrees, my appetizers, my beverages. I am not going to flip it over and put check 1, check 2, and check 3. You will have 3 separate pages for your checks. Why, you ask? Good question. You must show your math.
And if some of you got green paper, you better write that down.
Yeah, so this is letter F or letter E. You must show your math. That's new. Because you have to, I should have said it first hour, but we ran out of time. You have to show your math. Okay? You can still use a calculator, but all of the work that Mrs. Armstrong and I did, we showed our work on the board, yes? Like DJ, may I steal yours real quick? I'm sorry. Like, DJ wrote down all the work. And I'm going to see how there's work. You have to show that on a separate piece of paper with your checks. Thank you, sir. Does everybody understand that? So one more time, are there any questions? So I want hands up for these questions that I'm going to ask you. What does this do? Only Owen, go ahead.
Friday.
This Friday. If you say, Mr. H, can I turn it in on Monday? What will I say? No. Mr. Diddy?
Will the work be on the check?
It can be however, it can be on the back of the check, it can be on the check, but it's going to be on the same page as the check. Now, if you're still confused, tomorrow we're going to have all class to work on this. Ms. Armstrong, myself, Mr. Diddy will all be here to help you through it. Tomorrow is a good day just to do a rough draft. Think about a restaurant, think about what you're going to have at your restaurant, think about prices, write them all down. Wednesday's a good day to actually start doing the checks and having, maybe a friend check the math or having us check the math. I'm sorry. Because 17, 20, this is 25 points. This is 15 points. Each check is 20 points. So you're getting 60, 75 points for the math. Because if you don't do it in this order, I'm going to check these. You're not going to have the math correct. Everybody with me? Any questions? These rubric rules will be online. So here they are. Okay? Create a restaurant with an original name. Create a menu with appetizers, entrees, desserts, and beverages. You have to have at least 3 items in each one of those sections. You must include prices. Each section must have different items from the other sections and different prices. Not on notebook paper. Every check must be done in this order. Subtotal, discount, tax, tip, total. The tax is 7.5%. On the 3 checks, because you're doing 3 separate checks, it must include 5 items from the menu. Could it have 25 items? Yeah. At least 1 check will have a 12% discount. Could all of them have a 12% discount? Yes. Every check must have tax and some kind of tip. You're going to have to tell me what the percentage is. Checks do not go on the menu, and you must show your math work. Questions, concerns, problems? Sir?
Do we have to put, like, for the entrees, like, what's on it, like?
If you'd like. If you're making a menu, okay? You've got 4 days to do this and 2 days in class. So I'm expecting a menu. Everybody with me?
Yeah, and I did put on the homework doc that goes home that Mr. H did post. He will post on his YouTube channel a description of the project, so.
2 weeks.
Concerned,